Hello, everybody. Once again, I am Lehman Crafton Jr., aka Zorvalachan Less Than Guru, and today is day 18 of the 31-day character creation challenge. And I am doing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay second edition. So I previously did the first edition, which is actually very similar to this edition. This edition kind of cleaned up some rules. The book is not near as thick. They had a companion book and some other books like that. Um, from what I remember reading, but I don't remember an actual play, they changed the magic system. In the first Warhammer that I played first edition, I did end up being a magic user, but I don't really remember the rules for it. I just remember it was very difficult for my character to get there. And then I don't quite remember the magic. I think it was kind of like you could be an elementalist, a demonologist, and things like that, where this had kind of the colors of the magic as the tabletop uh, miniature game kind of did at the time. So basically, it's a very similar system. It's one that I remember playing and I remember really liking it, but I cannot for the life of me remember anything at all. Sorry, that's Mars messing with the chords. I can't remember anything that we did in the the short time. I guess it was short, maybe it was long. I don't remember anything about that game except for I was an elf and there were two other uh, people in the party that they were also elves, and like two of us were sisters and one was a cousin, and we all looked similar. And we started off somehow. I don't. I think two of us rolled the same thing, which was Kith Band Warriors. I'm looking at here. Here's that character. It was stuffed in the book, so I kind of remember that. Um, was a Kith Band Warrior, and then somebody. I think the third of us was a mage, but we kind of like made a family. And I remember another one of my friends was really interested in Warhammer, and he rode with me to the game. And then again, one of those things where somehow I stopped going, and I don't know why, and I have no recollection at all about anything that we did or might have even done. But I do remember that I really liked the system. Um, I printed off an errata sheet. Usually it takes me to like a system to do that, and it really takes me to like a system when I take a copy of the errata sheet and I take post-it notes. And here's kind of a tip. You don't want to ruin your book by writing in it, which I don't like writing. Get post-it notes. They have that sticky side that peels off at any time. I mean, this has been in this book for probably 15 years. This I looked back. It was 2005 when this was published. It was probably around that time when we played. And I just take a piece of I cut out the thing and I put tape over it and I stick it where it kind of should be. And if I need to, I'll put another little one with a star or a little one, like if there's more. And I just put it where it kind of needs to be. Like here's one. I just see sticky note. So that's a handy way that I do errata if I don't want to write in my books, and I usually do not want to write in my books. Any type of chart, you can just put it right over, and then if you want to know what it originally was, you can look to see what it originally was. So that's also a tip for today. But again, really, I'm sad to know that my memory is getting so bad for a 15-year-old game when I can remember the game before this. And that one, I won't blame the game master. It was his very first time game mastering. And I was the only game master that he had ran under at the time, and he tried the Warhammer. He made a good house rule set for it, but the campaign itself was very railroady, and it kind of irked some of us players. We were young, and there wasn't information out there on the internet. We weren't quite sure what was going on. Later on, we realized that it was a term, railroading, and all the stuff that goes with that. But I remember that adventure pretty decently, or that campaign very decently. There might be some minutia that I don't, but the actual game I do. This, I remember really liking it, really liking my character, and having zero recollection of what that game was about, which is also weird because the person who game master it, he usually has games that I remember, even if they're like only, he has usually a lot of ones that are maybe like a one nighter. And I remember those vividly, and I don't remember this. So I don't know what was going on in my life at that time that uh, made this happen. If I think of the date, it's probably when I shifted from being a normal employee to a supervisor, and that gave me a lot of responsibilities, and that probably was something that was included. I had to basically work more, if that makes sense. I didn't have a 40-hour week after that. I had to deal with supervisory things, so just a thought, so you know a little bit more about me. But let's go ahead and I've already been 6 minutes, and I haven't even cracked open the book except for to show you that way to um, errata your book without hurting your book. So it has really nice color pages. When I pick up the book, though, I do feel the binding is not sticking. So this would be a book that at some point I would probably, you can see the corner, see how that's when the binding on the side is getting bad. So at some point I'm going to have to put some glue down there, kind of push through. Again, I worked at a book warehouse, so we learned different techniques to a used textbook warehouse and found out ways to help binding. So that's another tip that I can give you. Glue inside, glue binding. If something's cracked or broken on the side, that's where you put clear tape, like a packing tape. But tape on the outside, glue on the inside. So it's very random, just like the first edition was, where you pick your race and then you kind of go from there, rolling randomly. So again, kind of like I have been doing, unless something really captures me that I want to do something besides a human, I will kind of do a human. So towards the end, I can uh, kind of look through all the characters that I've created and kind of, I don't know, mentally compare and contrast. I doubt I will do a video about that, but there were a few occasions where I wanted to be an Eladrin sword mage, but in D&D fourth, but in things like this, I will just be a human. So I'll get my dark knight of the Black Rose dice, and I will just roll. So a human actually is the last chart here. And I do kind of like this character sheet I found online. It's not the one in the back of the book. And I like because they give you places to put your ticks, put your little check marks when you gain a skill, so you can do that. If you look, and this was not, I don't think, an official one. I'm not sure where I got this or if the game master gave this one out. But here's what it is normally, where you just have to kind of do check marks yourself, and some places don't even have the place to put check marks, and you have to do it here. And it looks like everything's in a fives because I have 3 check marks, and that's a 15. So that's kind of what happens. So let's go ahead and go down. So 20 plus 2d10, and I think a lot of these here are pretty close to what they used to be from the first edition. So, ooh, really bad. 3. So 3 and 20 is a 23 weapon skill. That is not a good thing. 9 and 8, 17 is much better. So 37. 11 or strength. Let me make sure I'm doing these right. Strength. I think that might have changed. All of these are 2D, are going to be percentiles. And I want to say that some of these were just like a D4 and some weird things. Here, it's not quite is changing, uh, but let's go down. So all humans, so I can just do them fast, all the way down to attacks are 2d10 plus 20. So this was 11, so that would be 31. 15 would be 35. Nice! Woohoo! Just want to. 2 10s. So what is that? My agility. Maybe I'll be another agitator. Well, that was fellowship, I think, but a rogue type. Ooh, 4. 24, not too smart. Another 17, so 37 willpower. A 10, so 30 middle. Okay, so attack starts off at 1, and then wounds, roll a d10 and consult table 2-2. So starting wound is d10, and then I look at my chart. So a 9 is 12 wounds, 13 is the max, so that's not terrible at all. Okay, so then equal to the first digit of your strength is your strength bonus. So that's easy. So it's basically your percentile turned into a tenth. So every full 10 points you get one. So that would be a 3 would be my strength bonus, and toughness bonus is also kind of the same thing. So that's a 3. So those were derived statistics, not um, things that you purchase. Movement. Humans are 4. I guess to start off with 0 magic, 0 insanity, and 0. Oh, roll 1d10 and consult the table for starting fate points. So here's the fate points. Humans will get 2, 3, or 3. That's funny because some get 1, 2, and 3. The dwarf and elf gets 1, 2, and 3. Halflings and humans are different, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3. So they have to break it up instead of having like 3 or 4 tables. Uh, whoops. There we go. 7. A 7 is going to be 3. It's the middle 3 though. Close there. So it's that middle 3. Fate points. Okay, so there is my starting statistics. I do have to say, I'm not sure if it's because it's so similar to Warhammer original that I remembered more things, or if it's just that it's presented easier, but I rolled all of those quite fast and quite easy. So that is one thing. So then humans, I get some maybe skills or something. A human character gains the following skills and talents. Um, so skills, and there's a thing of skills here, and then I guess advanced skills, and then talents are here. Okay. So humans get common knowledge, the Empire. So let's see. Common knowledge, common. I don't see that on this list, so I guess I'll write it down. Common knowledge, empire. I always do shorthand if I common no empire. um, Gossip, interesting. So I guess I taken that one. I guess I put a check mark there. Um, Speak language, Reichsspiel. I'm not seeing speak language, so I guess that's another one that I will write down. Speak language, Reich. They don't give you a big area to write, so okay, and then two random talents. Roll twice on table 2-4, which is this one, to generate. Other races like elf and dwarf get specific ones. The halflings roll once, and then they get some things also. So humans get the get two roll, and it looks like halflings have their own chart, humans, and it looks like it's a percentile. So I will get out my one percentile. These are kind of hard for the camera to see, but I will go in close so you can see that I'm not cheating. So my first one is a 63. So without touching them, getting close, you can see that's 6 upside down. That's a 3. So 63 is savvy. If I go across, savvy. I'm already feeling like I am, what I want to say, Captain Jack Sparrow. Oh, I didn't touch him. Wow, they were close to going sideways, but we definitely have a 38 there. One little more hit, and they would have been in that little indenture. So that was a 38. Let's see. Human is that bar list. So marksman. What's my ballistic is 37, so that's not terrible. Marksman. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Choosing careers in Homeland. Some players' particular experience prefer to pick their starting career rather than roll for it, although this is fast or easy. So let's roll for starting career. So do they don't break it up into the various things, do they? I remember before you got to pick, am I going to be kind of a rogue? Am I going to be a man at arms? Intellectual, I can't remember what they were called, but the knowledge people or something like that. So, huh. Once you've determined your character's career, each starting career, you may roll on it a second time and pick between the two. So basically, you can roll once and keep it. You roll twice, pick which you like better, which might make some sense if like my my weapon skill is not very good, so I might not want to be a warrior. Or you just pick it. So let's do the twice, or let's do the twice. I would do the once, but you could get something that's very bad. And the human is that. So I got a 66, which for human is. Oops, I always do that on the top, which is a rogue, which might work with my agility and my ballistic skill. And then a 94. And that is going to be a valet. A valet. Get to drive around some cars, some rich people cars. Here's a bunch, it looks like all the filler stuff: height, weight, distinguishing marks, eye color, hair color, all that type of fun stuff that I won't do because I haven't done it in any other game. Pretty much, it's just the fun stuff that you either pick or you can roll if you want to do all of that stuff. So let's go to careers and figure out which one I want to be. Here's the valet, and here's the rogue. The valet is not good at any type of weapon things. They're good at agility, intelligence, willpower, fellowship, and get a couple of wounds. They're a more knowledge-based, academic knowledge, genealogy, heraldry, blather, evaluate, gossip, talents, personal manservant for a nobleman. Okay, well, let's go with the rogue. The rogue is here. And then career entries and career exits. Career entries could be the agitator, but the exit is not. So this could be like the second stage of what my first edition character was. So let's go with race is human. I'll write that down, human. And then career path, the first one is a rogue. So I write that there. And then that would be all the stuff that I could roll on if I wanted to. And now I can write down my path advancements. So the weapon skill is a +5, bow skill is a +5, agility is a +10, intelligence +5, willpower +5, and fellowship +10. I will just use this old character as a placeholder, like a bookmark, because I remember reading here that it talked about a free advance here. So basically, it says I would get trappings, copy these. The listed items are the equipment you start your adventuring career with. You also get, regardless of the career, the following: common clothing, shirt, breeches, worn boots, tattered cloak, a dagger tucked in a boot or belt, a sling, bag, or a backpack containing a blanket, wooden tankard, a wooden cutlery set, hand weapon, axe, club, sword, etc., and a purse holding 2d10 gold crown. So that would be stuff that I would write down. I'm not going to, because again, that's just stuff that don't really need to get into when you just make a character that you're not going to actually play. In my opinion, at least. Consider me cheating, but I'm already at 24 minutes, and if you watch these, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I just think that talking about it and making a character like this is easier than me typing out. It's probably longer, but uh, just I type already a lot, so I just didn't what to do that. So then you have all these questions, 10 questions. Free advance, here it is, a 5%. So basically I can choose one of these things and put a tick in and get an advance in it. So I'm going to go ahead and put some in my ballistic skill because I only have one, and I can only get one advance. That's 5%. So I'll already be maxed out at that. And I started off pretty decent with it. So that sling would probably come in handy. Oh, no, it said a sling backpack. So I'd probably get a sling or bow or something like crossbow. So I can put my tick right here, a little check mark right there, and then add that 5 to the 37, so I got a 42% chance. So that currently is my highest. Now I could have went agility and made that a 45, because this can be twice. Basically, each check mark will go up 5%. So 10% is takes two check marks, 2 XP. Not exactly XP; they cost different amounts, but two. I'd have to buy it twice. That's what I want to say. So then, I want to see about those talents. Well, they call them advances, but I'm just curious if for the rogue, it says I get these trappings, so I would get another set of best craftsmanship clothing or dice or deck of cards. And then 1DC golden, I guess, golden crowns. Talents. Do I get all of these skills? Is it like the other one where I get lather and charm and evaluate and everything and talents, or do I have to spend XP on those? So let me find out that. Your first career. Okay, basic and advanced. So I got they even have tables for names if you can't think of names. They got tables for names. Let's see. As your adventure, you will already know to your character creation. Once you picked your starting career, you copy its skills and talents onto your character sheet. Sometimes your career will offer skills and talent choices. If that's the case, pick the ones you prefer. You'll have a chance to gain others later on. Okay, so I do get all of those. As you adventure, your game master will give you experience points. Basically, use those to buy talents or a characteristic. So either the 5% or a 1. I don't think I have any that go for the ones. Maybe be some down here, but so as I gain experience, these would be what I could go up to. And then my talents, though, I get quite a few. I get to choose. So flee or streetwise. Flee would probably be better in battle, but streetwise being a I'm gonna go kind of like I did with that agitator. So they're gonna be more of like getting people riled up and stuff. So I will go with the streetwise. Luck or sixth. I'm just going off what's coming up to my mind, not looking at them and trying to min max. So let me go with luck, and then public speaking I just get. So it looked like a lot, but two of them were choices. So then, though, I get blather. Blather. That's an actually an advance. Charm. I'm just putting ticks next to these. Gamble or secret signs thief. I like secret sign. And that looks like it's probably one of these ones that I have to write down. Secret signs thief. Gossip or haggle. I already have gossip, so I'll take haggle. Perception. Performer or storyteller. I'll go with storyteller. That looks like another writing one. Perform storytelling. Search or secret language thieves' tongue. And then speak language Reichspiel, which I already have. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Search or secret language thieves' tongue. Hmm. Again, this is probably one that search would probably be better in like mechanic wise, but secret language thieves' tongue just sounds good, especially for somebody who, if I'm going along that same line of being an agitator, where I can communicate and get my messages out and stuff like that. So I'm actually gonna pick the secret language thieves' tongue, and it looks like that is another one. Thieves' tongue, TT. So I have a lot of ones that weren't in the main list. So it looks like at some point you can buy 10% or up to 20%, maybe. I'm actually not sure how the skills work. They're not the. Oh, let's see. Sometimes looking at an old character class can kind of show what. Huh, interesting. This character does not have a lot of skills. Apparently, I did have two insanity points. Oh, this character started off with a lot more skills. I just want to look at something. Well, no, this is what that character was. They had a lot of skills that I just not write them down, or is there another character sheet in the middle of this that I'm not seeing? Ah, yes, there is. Okay, that's what it is. There it is. Hidden character. Oh, and this is nice. A little index card type thing that you could print off that just keeps you going for quick things. So you don't have to, when you're in battle and stuff, you have everything kind of written down. So apparently they had things like that. So that's something. We're at 33 minutes. It looks like I would have to add the like for any type of skill, like say I do gossip, I would um, probably add maybe 10%. Then if I go across my fellowship, which is 30, so it's probably somewhere around a 40. And then if I can buy it again or I get it again, it goes up to 20, probably. But basically, I would just have to figure out what percents I have with those skills. I have a skill, and then write down my equipment, trappings for the rogue. were oh yeah, the I would choose between the good clothes, dice, or deck of cards. For that character, I would probably choose the good clothes. I would want to look nice. Here's equipment. Here's skills versus talents. Opposed skills. Making skill tests. Characteristic test. Basic skill. It doesn't not telling me something quick and easy. Huh. So I'm not going to bore you. Just know that I would have to find out how to what everything I would calculate. Basically, I'm not sure if that would give me a plus 10 when I learned it, a plus 5 since when I got it, or something else. But I would have to find out what the the thing was to figure out the skill. But let me go ahead and pick a name for this rogue. This is a old world German type thing, so I will be called Hans. I don't know. I just made up a fake German name, Weissenberger. So, Hans Weissenberger, the Rogue for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Second Edition. Again, I'm sorry I couldn't remember the skills, and it's just something that if I was actually playing, I would sit here and I'd read the book more and figure out where I wasn't finding that information on exactly how to calculate the total. But it's going to be percentage total based off of this plus whatever I get by having the skill, whether that's 5 or 10. The little 10, 20 thing uh, gets me a little confused on that, so that's why I'm hesitant. But then I would also look up all the talents that I got, and those would be interesting things: savvy, marksman, streetwise, luck, and public speaking. So a a con man, agitator type rogue. This is not the rogue that would be pickpocketing or burglaring type thing or stabbing people in the back. This would be the one who is kind of the con man who talks people into to doing things and causing distraction, looking the other way, that type of thing. So again, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Second Edition for my 18th day of the 31-day character creation challenge. Thank you again for staying with me, and hit that like button if you like it. Hit the dislike if you dislike it. If you want to subscribe, I welcome you to subscribe. And until next time, I will catch you later. I'm sorry, I just that was bugging me, so I read and figured it out. When you gain a skill, you just get it at the percentage that is equal to whatever attribute it is. So charm is fellowship, so I have it at 30. Um, if I would advance into another career and it also would have charm and I bought charm a second time, then I would gain a plus 10. And then if I did it again and bought it again, I could get 20, but that is the highest you can get. So you can buy or receive a skill 3 times. You get it automatically to start with, but anything up over there, so you get it, which would be taken, and then you can buy spend experience and gain it, and then gain it again. So I just wanted to add that to the end because it was bugging me, um, and I wanted to make sure that you knew that. So that's it, and I will catch you later.